Alrighty guys, what's going on? Welcome on back. It's the Empire. I'm your host Risky. It is Saturday, June 6th. Happy Saturday to all. Looking back at yesterday, we do hit on our ladder play. Our solo bet came through for us. It was a day that could have been much better. The damn Guardians had to blow that game. We just needed them to come through for us. We would have hit on our 3-leg parlay, but you guys already know the rules. It's on to the next one. We got a full slate of baseball here on tap today. You guys know how we do on the weekend. No real breakdown. We're going to run through these games, get to these picks. Guys, Outlier Sportsbook, the link is down in the description. Sign up with them. The first week is free. Also, at the end of the video, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. With all of that being said, let's jump into it. Alright, first game up, we got the Mariners in Detroit taking on the Tigers. We got Miller on the mount for the Mariners. We got Montero on the mount for the Tigers. Alright, we got Bryce Elder here on the mount for the Mariners. For one, this game, the Mariners are trying to do something like what the Cubs are doing. You know how the Cubs use Ben Brown and Assad? Ben Brown comes out, pitches the first 4 innings, then Assad's been coming out, finishing the last 3. That's what the Mariners are trying to do here with Bryce Elder and Castillo. Bryce Elder is going to open up the game for 5 innings. Then after that, Castillo will pitch to 3 and then bridge it off into the Mariners back into the bullpen. In this game here today, doing the breakdown for Bryce Elder, he's made 3 starts up to this point. This is a really good pitcher overall. He's made 3 starts up to this point. His last 2 starts, 11 innings pitched, no runs given up. Today he's going to be seeing a red-hot Detroit Tigers offense ever since that Tampa Bay series where they got back Carpenter. They've been crushing the ball. In their last 4 outings, they're batting .272, slugging .435. In this game for Elder today, who throws a very good fastball changeup combination, I'm expecting him to go 5 innings, give up a run. Turning it over to Castillo, who will probably come in, give up 2. And then the Mariners bullpen, I like the back end of this Mariners bullpen. I could see them coming in, closing up this game today on the Detroit Tigers offense. On the other side, we got Kiter Montero on the mount for the Tigers. This guy's been really sharp this year. The big knock on Kiter Montero, he struggles with lefties. He's going to be seeing a lineup loaded with left-handed bats here today. Kiter Montero's hard hit rate has been slowly increasing. Started off the season looking really good. He's still been in good form, especially by his standards, but I'm paying attention to the barrel rate with him, which has been increasing, and that hard hit rate. Seeing a Mariners lineup loaded with lefties. They've been hitting for power in the last 2 weeks, even without Cal Raleigh. Luke Riley's been crushing the ball. Josh Naylor matches up very well versus Kiter Montero as well. My expectations for Montero, he goes 5 innings, gives up 2 runs. Turning it over to a Tigers bullpen that's in a good spot, but they continue to be mediocre of late. I can still see them coming in this game here today, giving up a run. Looking at the weather, this is a very offensive-friendly weather day here today. Ballpark Pal has this rated as the 4th best offensive game on the schedule. We have wind 13 miles per hour blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Mariners are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the over 8.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Josh Naylor of the Mariners for 2 total bases today. Alright, up next, we got the Royals in Minnesota taking on the Twins. We got Avila on the mount for the Royals. We got Joe Ryan on the mount for the Twins. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Avila on the mount for the Royals. This is going to be a bullpen day for the Royals here today. Avila's going to go about 2 innings, if not 3. One time through the lineup, then turn it over to a Royals bullpen, still one of the worst in the majors. Avila comes into this game with a 4.44 ERA, has a very high walk rate. The Minnesota Twins are going to be down Byron Buxton here today, their best bat. But overall, looking at the matchup here today for them, guys like Brooks Lee, Cody Clemens all match up well against Avila. And like I said, the Royals bullpen, still one of the worst in the majors. I'm expecting them to come in, give up a few runs as well. On the other side, we got Joe Ryan on the mount. This guy's been awesome this season. Whip below 1 coming into it. Walk rate at only 5%. He matches up very well against this Royals lineup. Has good numbers against them in their past matchups. I could see Joe Ryan going about 6 innings here today, giving up a run. Turning it over to a Minnesota Twins bullpen. Still one of the worst in the majors. I'm expecting them to come in this game, give up a few as well. Looking at the weather here today, it's going to be more on the pitcher-friendly side. Nothing to really sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Twins are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the under 8.5 total runs in this one for the player prop. I'm taking Brooks Lee of the Twins for 2 total bases. Up next, we got the Cincinnati Reds in St. Louis taking on the Cardinals. 2 left-handed starting pitchers in this game. We got Lodolo on the mount for the Reds. We got Liberatore on the mount for the Cardinals. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Nick Lodolo on the mount for the Reds. He's made 5 starts up to this point. He's not looked good. He's coming up. He did have a really good start against the Mets, but other than that, this guy's struggling. Hard hit rate at 41%. He does have a walk rate of 10%, which is not good, a very high walk rate. Looking at the matchup here today for Lodolo, he's going to be seeing a St. Louis Cardinals team that in the recent, I want to say 2.5 weeks, they've been struggling to hit left-handed batters. But in their last 10 games played versus lefties, they're batting .218, slugging .370 only. They've really cooled down versus lefties. Lodolo matches up well versus a few of these Cardinals here today. He's another guy that could get a lot of pop fly outs. I can see Lodolo having another one of his better starts in this game where he goes 6 innings, gives up 2 runs, turns it over to a Reds bullpen. Talk about it all the time. One of the worst in the majors. They're going to come in, give up a few runs. On the other side, we got Liberatore on the mound. He's looked solid this year. You know what? In all honesty, he's looked mediocre. He's had some really good starts. Then he's had some blow-up starts. 4.35 ERA. Hard hit rate, I do like that. It's below 35%. His walk rate has been his demise this season. Very high walk rate. Averaging 4.5 walks per 9 innings. Absolutely terrible. There's a few of these Reds. Well, for one, the Reds, when it comes to hitting left-handed pitching, the average is about the same. It's the slugging numbers that where's the real difference. They have been crushing left-handed pitching, especially for power. Hitting for lefties for a lot of power this season. I could see Liberatore struggling against this Reds lineup. I'm expecting him to go 5 to 6 innings, give up 3 runs, turn it over to a Cardinals bullpen. Mediocre. They're still going to come in this game, give up a run or two. Nothing too crazy overall. Looking at the weather here today, this is going to be a very hitter-friendly game. This is towards the top of Ballpark Pal as far as offensive production goes. Let's get to the picks. The St. Louis Cardinals are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Cincinnati Reds on the money line. The game total set at 9.5. I do like that over 9.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Suarez of the Reds for 2 total bases. Next game up, we got the Giants in Chicago taking on the Cubs. Landon Rupp on the mount for the Giants, Ben Brown on the mount for the Cubs. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Landon Rupp on the mount for the Giants. Started off the season looking incredibly strong, but towards the end of May, he really started to get hit up. He comes into this game with a 4.22 ERA. His expected ERA still sits at 2.80, so they're expecting him to get back on track sooner rather than later. The thing I love about Landon Rupp, one of the highest ground ball rates in the majors. It sits at 49%, so close to all batters he faces will ground out eventually. He throws a very good sinker. The big thing I'm paying attention to here is the weather for Landon Rupp. We saw Cabrera in yesterday's game, another contact pitcher, really struggle out there in Chicago, gave up a bunch of runs. It's going to be very hitter-friendly once again in this game. I'm expecting Landon Rupp to go 6 innings, give up 2 to 3 runs, turn it over to Giants bullpen that continues to be bad here of recent. I'm expecting them to come in this game, give up a run or 2 as well. On the other side, we got Ben Brown on the mount. This guy's looks solid. 1.90 ERA coming into it. Another pitcher that has a very good ground ball rate. His ground ball rate's currently sitting at 38%. Walk rate very high, very low, averaging 2.5 walks per 9 innings. That's very good, averaging 8 Ks per 9. Ben Brown's going to do his this is that joint start here today where Ben Brown goes 5 innings. Then after that, Assad comes in. Assad, another ground ball pitcher. I like this spot here today for both of them. Granted, this Giants lineup overall has been crushing the ball of late. In their last 10 games played, they're batting .275, slugging .480. They've been absolutely red hot offensively. In this game here today, like I said, I'm expecting a few runs from this Giants lineup. I really see the runs coming late for the Giants. After they see Assad and the rest of this Cubs bullpen. Looking at the weather, like I said, very hitter-friendly weather. We're going to have 8 to 10 mile per hour winds blowing to the outfield, 75 degrees at start. Let's get to the picks. The Cubs are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like that over 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Ballesteros of the Cubs to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the White Sox in Philadelphia taking on the Phillies. We got Sean Burke on the mount for the White Sox. We got Andrew Painter on the mount for the Phillies. Alright, getting into this one here, we're going to have the left-handed pitcher open up the game for the White Sox. After that, Sean Burke will come and be the primary pitcher. Burke's looked decent this season. He is struggling with lefties. That's why they're going to have an opener in this one. Overall here for Burke, one thing I'm paying attention to is his hard hit rate. It's been slowly increasing. And his starts, the walk rate as well. He wasn't really walking too much, guys, at the beginning of the season. That's been increasing a bit. In this game here today, I can see Burke having a mediocre outing where he goes 6 innings, gives up 3 runs, turning it over to a White Sox bullpen that continues to play very well of late, and they're in a good spot here today. I can see the arms available for the White Sox coming out the pen, shutting the door on these Phillies lineup. On the other side, we got Andrew Painter on the mount. Painter's been very mediocre this season. He's a rookie pitcher. He's really struggling with his command and his location. Whenever you struggle with command means you're just like not finding the strike zone. When you're struggling with location is when they're asking for the ball down and in and you're throwing it high and away. So he's been struggling with both of those things up to this point. That is something he can work on, get better at, but right now in this game today for him against a White Sox lineup that's been crushing the ball offensively. We saw them in yesterday's game really get to this Phillies bullpen. That's another thing in this game. I don't like the spot for the Phillies bullpen. My expectations for Andrew Painter, he goes 5 innings, gives up 2 runs, turns it over to a Phillies bullpen that is, like I said, not in a good spot. I'm expecting them to come in this game, give up a bunch of runs in this game here today. Looking at the weather out in Philadelphia, the second best game on Ballpark Pal. As far as offensive production goes, it's 90 plus degrees at start, wind blowing to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Phillies are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Chicago White Sox on the money line. The game total set at 9.5. I like that over 9.5 total runs for the player prop. I'm taking Montgomery of the White Sox for 2 total bases today. Up next, we got the Athletics in Houston taking on the Astros. We got Morris on the mount for the Athletics. We got Imai on the mount for the Astros. All right, getting into this one here, we got Morris on the mount for the Athletics making his season debut. Looking at his numbers in the minors, I really don't know. He's not a highly touted prospect. His numbers in the minors are not good. I know they sent down Lopez, so I know they needed to replace him, so I guess he's just a replacement. Overall, it's not like he's coming up because he was dominating down there. I guess that's what I'm trying to get across. In this game here today, looking at the matchup for Morris, he's a fastball changeup pitcher, throws those 2 primary. This Athletics lineup, this Houston Astros lineup has been hitting the ball well the last week. In their last 7 games played, they're batting .262, slugging .410. In this matchup here today, I'm expecting Morris to struggle. I don't like the spot for him to be making his season debut against. And not to mention, Yordan Alvarez has been crushing the ball this season. You throw the ball to him in a wrong spot, he's taking him U-yard. As well as Christian Walker. He's been hitting the ball very well of late as well. I'm expecting Morris to struggle, turn it over to an Athletics bullpen, still one of the worst in the majors. They're going to come in, give up a few runs once again. The other side, we got Imai on the mount for the Astros. Started off the season looking absolutely terrible. Then he got injured. And then his last 2 outings, though, he's calmed down. He's gotten back on track. I see the potential with this guy. The 2 big concerns with him for me is this. The hard hit rate right now, it's at 45%. Got to pay attention to him. That, especially when you're seeing an Athletics lineup where their biggest weapon is their power. The second thing I'm paying attention to is his walk rate. The walk number is very high right now, struggling with his command. My expectations for Imai is that he goes 5 innings, gives up 3 runs, turns it over to an Astros bullpen that's continuing to play very well here in the last 2.5 weeks. In their last 10 games played, they have a bullpen ERA of 3.80. Remember, guys, this is overall on the season still the worst bullpen in the majors, so that number compared to that ERA that's still sitting on the year above 5.30, very good. In this game today, I'm expecting the Astros to really control the game late, which will be the big determining factor. It's down in Houston in the Dome. No real weather to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The odds makers currently have this game as a dead even pick'em spot, and I like the Houston Astros here once again today on the money line. The game total set at 9.5. I like that over 9.5 total runs for the player prop. I'm taking Yordan Alvarez of the Astros to go yard here today. Next up, we got the Pirates in Atlanta taking on the Braves. We got Ashcraft on the mount for the Pirates. We got Strider on the mount for the Braves. All right, we got Ashcraft on the mound for the Pirates. This guy's been really good this season. 270 ERA, very low walk rate, very low barrel rate. That's one thing you really need when you're facing this Atlanta Braves lineup. A very good offensive team, one of the best in the majors. In this game here today, looking at the matchup for Ashcraft, he does struggle a bit versus lefties. Michael Harris and Matt Olson both match up well against him. He is pitching for a lot of contact right now, relying on a lot of pop flyouts, a lot of ground outs. I could see Michael Harris or Matt Olson taking him yard in this game here today. They, like I said, they both match up well against him. Overall, my projection for Ashcraft is that he goes 5 innings, gives up 3 runs. I like the spot here today for this Pirates bullpen. I see them coming in this game, giving up a run, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Spencer Strider on the mound. He continues to look decent this season. Granted, he's only made 5 starts up to this point. This was a guy, he has a 3.77 ERA right now. This was a guy that finished last season with an ERA close to 6. Still has an expected ERA above 4.30. So they're expecting him to continue to get hit up this year. In this game today, one thing I'm paying attention to is the left-handed bats for Spencer Strider that he's going to be seeing. O'Hearn, Brandon Lau, O'Neal Cruz. This guy really struggles with lefties. I'm expecting him to really struggle in this game today for the simple fact this Pirates lineup has been crushing it offensively. In the last, I want to say, month plus 30 days, they've been one of the better offenses in the majors. They have a very low walk rate. They do strike out a lot. That's the one knock on them. But they have tons of power. They're sending balls yard. They're top 10 in the majors in home runs hit. I'm expecting Strider go 5 innings. Give up 3 runs, if not 4. Turn it over to a Braves bullpen that's in a decent spot. They'll give up a run or 2 as well, but I don't like the arms available for Atlanta here today. They're a good bullpen on the year, though. Looking at the weather, it is going to be more on the hitter-friendly side. It's going to be about 90 degrees with wind blowing out here today. Let's get to the picks. The Braves are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Pittsburgh Pirates on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like that over 8.5 total runs here today. For the player prop, I'm taking O'Neal Cruz of the Pirates, Matt Olson of the Braves, both to hit home runs today. Up next, we got the Nationals in Arizona taking on the Diamondbacks. We got Zach Littell on the mound for the Nats. We got the left-handed pitcher Rodriguez on the mound for the Diamondbacks. All right, getting into this one here, we got Zach Littell on the mound for the Nats. This guy started off the season giving up 4 more runs in all of his starts. Then towards mid-May, something happened. Something clicked with this guy. He settled down his last 4 outings. He's really gotten back on track, going past the 5th inning in all of them, giving up 3 runs or less in all of them. Like I said, the ERA's down to 5 right now. Still has an expected ERA above 6. They're not expecting him to continue this pace. If anything, he's kind of being lucky, to be completely honest with you, when you look at the matchups for him. Here today, though, when we do this breakdown, I'm expecting Zach Littell to struggle. I'm not expecting the numbers to continue at this pace. This Diamondbacks lineup has been hitting right-handed pitching very well in the last 30 days. There's a few guys that match up very well against them. You still got Marte and Carroll really match up well against them. They've also been crushing the ball of late. My expectations for Zach Littell, he goes 4 to 5 innings, gives up 4 to 5 runs here today. I'm really expecting the Diamondbacks lineup to get to him, turning it over to a Nationals bullpen that continues to be mediocre here. They've been bad all year, but they've kind of gotten on track a bit of late, but still a bad bullpen. They're going to come in, give up a run or 2. On the other side, we got the left-handed pitcher Rodriguez. This guy's looked amazing this season. Coming off a start against the Dodgers where he went 6 innings, only gave up a run. He's only had 1 bad start, in my opinion, this year. In this game here today, he's going to be seeing a Nationals lineup that's been killing the ball offensively, but not against left-handed pitching. In their last 10 games played, they're only batting .225 versus lefties, slugging .380. The numbers have really decreased versus lefties. We got Rodriguez. He has very good numbers versus left-handed bats. He's a left-handed pitcher. He's the 2 best lefties in this lineup. We know who they are. As a matter of fact, all of the best bats, in my opinion, in this Nationals lineup are lefties. I can see Rodriguez having a similar outing to that Dodgers start, where he goes 6 innings, gives up a run, turning it over to a Diamondbacks bullpen. They're a bit average on the year. Looking at the spot they're in here today, they are in a good spot to come in and take over, give up a run, but nothing too crazy. It's down in Arizona in the Dome, so no weather to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Diamondbacks are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total set at 9.5. I do like that under 9.5 total runs for the player prop. I'm taking Corbin Carroll of the Diamondbacks to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Red Sox in New York taking on the Yankees. We got the left-handed pitcher Suarez on the mound for the Red Sox. We got Will Warren on the mound for the Yankees. Alright, we got Suarez on the mound for the Red Sox. This guy started off the season looking terrible, but since the month of May's begun, this guy really has looked good in his last 6 outings. He has an ERA of 2.80. Here today, he's going to be facing a Yankees team that he did see mid-April in that game. He pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs. Still no Aaron Judge in this Yankees lineup here today. But this Yankees team, we're talking about it in yesterday's game versus right-handed pitching. They've been ice cold. But versus lefties, they continue to hit the ball very well. Paul Goldschmidt's hitting very well versus lefties, as well as Rosario. Then you got the 2 left-handed bats and Ben Rice and Bellinger that's been hitting lefties very well. I'm expecting Suarez, a contact pitcher, a ground ball pitcher, those to sinker primarily to struggle here today in Yankee Stadium. Very hitter-friendly weather. Pitching for contact is not going to be the best thing to be doing here today. I'm expecting Suarez to have a very similar outing to the last time he saw this Yankees team, where he goes 5 innings, gives up 4 runs, turns it over to a Red Sox bullpen that's in a good spot to come in and shut the door on these Yankees bats. On the other side, we got Will Warren on the mound. This guy's probably been the Yankees' most underrated pitcher this season. He's very consistent, goes out there. To be honest, he's only had 1 bad start this year. He's given up 2 runs or less in all of his outings, going at least to the 6th inning. Has a good ground ball rate. He throws a sinker about 30% of the time. He has a ground ball rate currently sitting at 33%. Good strikeout numbers, averaging 8.5 Ks per 9 innings. Only 3 walks per 9. That's very good as well. In this game here today, he's going to be seeing a lineup with some good left-handed bats. He does have decent splits versus lefties. It's not like he's really struggling versus lefties overall on the year. So I can see Will Warren having a good game here today, having that regular start he's been having all year, where he goes 6 innings, gives up 2 runs. The Yankees bullpen continues to play extremely mediocre. I'm expecting the arms to come out the pen for the Yankees, give up a run as well, but nothing too crazy. Like I said, when we look at the weather here today, it's going to be 90 degrees, wind blowing out to the outfield, very hitter-friendly. Let's get to the picks. The Yankees are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like that over 8.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Paul Goldschmidt of the Yankees for 2 total bases today. Up next, we got Milwaukee in Colorado taking on the Rockies. We got Mizorowski on the mound for Milwaukee. We got Tanner Gordon on the mound for the Rockies. Alright, getting into this one. Here we got Mizorowski on the mound for Milwaukee. He's having a Cy Young start to his season. He's looked amazing. Fastball's been through the roof. Probably the best fastball thrower in the majors up to this point. In this game here today, this will be the first time in his career he pitches in Colorado. We all know what that altitude does to these hard-throwing fastball pitchers. It really wears them out. The air is thinner over there in Denver. I'm expecting Mizorowski to not have that good of a game here today. Granted, this Rockies lineup probably had one of their best offensive games yesterday. One of their better games we've seen in a while. Since Moniak went down, the offense have really struggled. In this game here today, with Mizorowski on the mound, a fastball pitcher, he's going to be throwing that fastball primarily. I can see a few of these Rockies getting to him here today. Hunter Goodman's been crushing that fastball up above 99 miles per hour this season. My overall expectations for Mizorowski is that he goes 5 to 6 innings, gives up 2 runs, turns it over to a Brewers bullpen. These last 2 games for the Brewers bullpen has been absolutely terrible. They're incredibly taxed coming into it. I can see the arms for the Brewers coming out the pen, giving up a run or 2 here today, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Tanner Gordon on the mound for the Rockies. This guy's a walking punching bag. He's giving up 3 runs minimum every time he starts, not going past the 5th inning in any of those games. Here today for him, there's going to be an opener once again. Then he'll come in the 2nd or 3rd inning. And like I said, that's when the hitting will really start for Milwaukee, is when Tanner Gordon comes in this game. Once looking at the Colorado Rockies bullpen, in yesterday's game, the bullpen blew the game. They had to use up a bunch of arms late in that one yesterday. Don't like the spot here today for the Rockies bullpen. I see them coming in, giving up a few runs once again. Looking at the weather, best offensive game on the schedule, according to Ballpark Pal, plus 33% home runs. Let's get to the picks. Milwaukee is the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I like them on the run line. The game total is set at 10.5. I do like the over 10.5 total runs for the player prop. I'm taking Christian Yelich of the Brewers to hit a home run today. Up next, we got the Angels at Dodger Stadium taking on the Dodgers. We got Kakanowicz on the mount for the Angels. We got Yamamoto on the mount for the Dodgers. All right, we got Kakanowicz on the mount for the Angels. This guy started off the season looking amazing. And through the month of April, 6 starts made. He had a 3.70 ERA. But in the month of May, once that weather warmed up, we've really seen the wheels fall off the bus for this guy. If you remember last season, Kakanowicz had an ERA close to 6. Hard hit rate finished at 47%. He led the majors in home runs allowed. He gave up the most home runs overall last season, not to mention he had the highest home run rate. He averaged 2.3 home runs per 9 innings. In this game here today for Kakanowicz, like I said, the wheels fell off the bus. Towards mid-May, towards the end of May, he started getting hit up. The home run rates have really gone back up to where it looks kind of familiar from last season, unlike what we were seeing him do towards the top of the year. In this game here today, he's going to see a lineup loaded with left-handed bats. Kakanowicz struggles with lefties. That's been the thing that's been killing him up to this point. Shohei's back in the lineup. Freddie Freeman's been swinging the bat very well. You still got Muncy in there. My projections for Kakanowicz, he goes 5 innings, gives up 5 runs here today, turning it over to a Angels bullpen, still one of the worst in the majors. They're going to come in, give up a few runs as well. On the other side, we got Yamamoto on the mount. Started off the season looking amazing. Then about mid-May for him, when the weather warmed up as well, we saw him started to get hit up. The hard hit rate went up as well for him. Yamamoto entered the month of May averaging 0.7 home runs per 9 innings. As of right now, June 6th, he's currently averaging 1.6 home runs per 9 innings. So like I said, the weather's warming up here. We're seeing a lot of guys give up some more home runs. But with that being said, in Yamamoto's last 3 starts, he's really settled back down, gotten back on track. Strikeout numbers look good. I'm expecting Yamamoto. Like I said, the home run numbers is up. He's seeing a team that slugs very well, hits for a lot of power. I can see him giving up a long ball here today. Main guy I focused in on was Joe Adell. Joe Adell matches up very well against Yamamoto. Other than that, I don't see Yamamoto struggling out here today, turning it over to a Dodgers bullpen that continues to play well. They'll come in, shut the door on this Angels lineup. Looking at the weather here today, it's really not going to be swaying anything. It's in Los Angeles, 80-plus degrees weather. Let's get to the picks. The Dodgers are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I like them on the run line. The game total is set at 8.5. I do like the over 8.5 total runs for the player prop. I'm taking Shohei to hit a home run today. Final game of the day, we got the Mets in San Diego taking on the Padres. Noah McLean on the mount for the Mets. We got Griffin Canning on the mount for the Padres. All right, getting into this one here, we got Noah McLean on the mount for the Mets. He's one of their highly touted prospects. Started off the season looking really good. Through the first 5 starts, had an ERA of 2.20. It comes into this game with an ERA above 4. Has been absolutely terrible, especially once mid-May hit. Just like we were talking about Yamamoto, once the weather got a bit warmer, the big knock on McLean is his command right now. He started off the season averaging only 2.5 walks per 9 innings. As of right now, the first week in June, he's averaging 4.5 walks per 9. This is a guy that does not go past the 6th inning in any of his starts. Only twice this year he's gone into the 7th inning. In this game here today, fortunately for Noah McLean, he's going to be seeing one of the worst offenses in the majors. We saw this Padres lineup do nothing with Scott yesterday. McLean's on a whole different caliber, a higher caliber overall. I can see McLean having a very good game here today, where he goes 6 to 7 innings, giving up a run, turning it over to a Mets bullpen that continues to play very well of late. We played the Mets yesterday. They came through for us. That bullpen came through. We knew they would hold off this Padres bats. I'm expecting them to do the same here today. On the other side, we got Griffin Canning on the mount. He's been getting hit up in all of his starts, giving up 2 or more runs in all of his outings, not going past the 6th inning. He's going to be seeing a Mets lineup that continues to swing the bats very well here in their last 2 weeks. In the last 2 weeks, this Mets lineup is batting .250, slugging .405. Much better numbers overall offensively comparing to their numbers on the season. I like the Mets bats in this game once again to keep that streak going, hit up Griffin Canning. My expectations for Canning, he goes 5 innings, gives up 3 runs, turn it over to Padres bullpen. Still one of the best bullpens in the majors, but we talk about it all the time. They've been starting to show a bit of regression of late. They've been giving up a few runs every time they come into these games. I can see them coming in, give up a run, but nothing too crazy. Looking at the weather, it's out in San Diego, pitcher-friendly ballpark. We are going to have wind blowing from the diamond to the outfield in this game. Let's get to the picks. The Mets are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 7.5. I like that over 7.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Juan Soto of the Mets to hit a home run today. Alrighty guys, before we get up out of here, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. Our first play will be our ladder play. Yesterday the Nationals came through for us to pay out $21.50. So today we'll be wagering that $21.50 on the New York Yankees on the run line. We're getting them at plus 168. This is our ladder play of the day. Alright, next up, we're playing a 5-leg home run parlay. Look, it's Saturday. Shoutouts to my boy Drill So Hard. He said it all the time. Let's play a bigger home run parlay. So that's what we're going to do on our Saturdays. Drill So Hard, home run parlay. We're playing the Ballesteros of the Chicago Cubs. We're taking Kyle Schwarber of the Philadelphia Phillies. We're then going to play O'Neal Cruz of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Then we wrap up the parlay with Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers, Juan Soto of the Mets, a $5 home run parlay. Next up, we have a 3-leg parlay we're playing here today. It's just going to be money line and run line picks. We're going to start it off with the Tampa Bay Rays on the money line. We're then going to play the Arizona Diamondbacks on the run line, and we wrap up the parlay with the New York Mets on the money line. And our final bet of the day will be another 3-leg parlay. We started off with the Chicago White Sox on the money line. We're then going to play the Pittsburgh Pirates on the money line. And we wrap up the parlay with the Angels Dodgers. Game total go over 8.5 total runs. Alrighty guys, once again, before we get up out of here, I just want to send my salutes out to you all. It's Saturday. We made it. Hope everybody enjoys their day here today. You guys know I appreciate you all. I respect you all. Hope we all win some money here today. And I'm going to catch you on the next one.